Welcome, fight fans, to Boxing Scene's top stories only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George D. Metellus, and we'd like to remind you that the long-form content you get on ProBox TV, you can get it on the app as well. And everything is involving the channel, you can get on the app where apps are available. And top stories is in audio form where podcasts are available. I am joined here by the champions with the best nicknames in the game. We got the fighting collegian, Chris Algieri. And we got the Magic Man, Paulie Malignaggi, here on Top Stories. Turki Al-Sheikh said that he delivered an offer to WBA super welterweight champion Terence Crawford to fight unbeaten Virgil Ortiz Jr., but does not think that Crawford will accept it. He said to Charlie Parsons on the Stomping Ground podcast, "I don't think Crawford will fight anyone but Canelo. That is my opinion. We gave Crawford an offer to fight Ortiz, but I don't think he will take it. He only wants Canelo." All right, Paulie, is it for Terence Crawford only Canelo and nobody else? It seems like he's putting all his eggs into the basket to fight Canelo.
You know what? It does seem this way. If what Turki Al-Sheikh is saying is true, it kind of makes sense that the rumor that a lot of people have come to conclusion to that, which is that Crawford is only looking for big money fights, sort of like these super fantasy fights. And he's done trying to chase really any sort of competition-based weight class reign, so to speak, if that makes any sense. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I guess legacy fights, popularity fights, Canelo is a big money fight, and it's obviously a big legacy fight if he's able to beat a world champion who's a much higher weight class. Also, it would probably make him the first undisputed champion in 3 weight classes especially in this 4-belt era. So I guess that's sort of the allure there. I think also he realized, in my opinion, that 154 pounds, these top guys are no joke, and Madrimov was, had him in neck deep in his own issues. And so he had to really dig deep to pull out that victory over Madrimov. And the 154-pound division is full of guys like Madrimov, So I think he probably analyzed it and said, man, at this point in my career, at this stage, I'm this age. Listen, I built up my reputation. I didn't build up my reputation and my legacy to keep fighting these young, hungry destroyers. These guys who are still coming up, who have all the skills and yet have that salivating hunger. I want to fight these legacy fights. And I guess you can't blame him in that way. I don't know if the Canelo fight's going to be made because Turki Al-Sheikh didn't really seem that interested. To tell you the truth, doesn't really interest me that much either. I like competitive fights. I don't care for as much as it is amazing for Crawford to be able to chase these and pad his bank account. It doesn't really do anything for me. I do enjoy hungry fighters fighting to be the best. So I get where Crawford is coming from, but I also understand why he wouldn't want to fight these other young guys.
Guys, let's keep it real. Crawford's here to make money. I don't think he cares so much about legacy at this point. Yes, he's a super competitive guy. Of course, he's going to want to win, even against a guy like Canelo. It's going to elevate him if he is to get the victory. But at the end of the day, it's about money. He's 36, going on 37 years old. He's already the most accomplished fighter who's ever lived in the 4-belt era. He's a 2-division undisputed, 4-division world champion, which is a very rare group. So, yeah, of course he's going for the Canelo fight. Does he want to go back to what he's been doing the last couple weight classes and going to try and collect belts from other champions? Like you said, champ, young, hungry guys who are really, really tough and also are big now. Crawford was the 100% KO guy, right? He had 11 straight knockout victories, goes to 54 and realizes okay, I'm not going to be able to dominate these guys like I used to. He still has a deep bag of skills and abilities to be able to pull out these fights, but it's going to be a lot tougher here at this weight class and at this age. So for him, going for the Canelo fight makes the most sense. He's even said it himself. He's like, man, if I can't get that Canelo fight, maybe I don't need to be fighting anymore. And I don't blame him for that either. To try and get back on that horse of collecting belts from these tough guys in the biggest weight class of his career at the age of 37 doesn't really add up to me. I mean, I don't know why, he would really even kind of think about doing that. It's a long road. It's not easy to collect belts and unify. It takes time. Yes, he's in the driver's seat and he can move faster than most, but at the end of the day, at this point, I would imagine that he's just looking for big, massive paydays. And Canelo's the only one around that could really afford him the kind of money that he deserves.
And champ, you make another good point too, because you don't have to chase all the belts in one weight class at Canelo. He's got all of them, so you get all the belts all in one. you get to chase the legacy and the money too. You know, while at 154 you're chasing legacy against hungry young destroyers, maybe against Canelo you're chasing all those things against a guy who might not be as hungry either because he's a little bit older as well. So you could see how it makes a lot of sense for Crawford to not go the 154 route and just look for the Canelo route if it's at all possible.
And also, Crawford is more well-known than every single guy at 54. The only guy more well-known than Crawford is Canelo. He wants to fight up, not down. So it makes a lot of sense for him to look for the Canelo fight.
It's always about the money, and maybe Crawford, those extra 14 pounds moving up to 168 could be an issue as well. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens in the future between Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford. Well, we'd like to remind you to scan the QR code and download the app where you can watch on the app the best live fight series in all of boxing, Wednesday Night Fights. We got another edition coming up August 21st on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I'm George DiMattelis. Thank you for watching Boxing Scenes Top Stories.
Wednesday Night Fights.
Dynamite action on Wednesday Night Fights every other Wednesday on your boxing channel.
Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st. Former Unified World Champion Swift Jarrett Hurd takes on former Unified World Champion Jason Banana Rosario. Live from the ProBox Event Center in Plant City. Get your tickets at proboxtv.com or take your chances at the door. Wednesday Night Fights.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.